Hey guys, Jason here. So I've got a little story for you. So imagine this. It's Sunday afternoon. It's a city park. Gray sky kind of yawns open, hinting maybe at a little bit of rain. And you're Maya, a graphic designer. You're a perfection addict. You're stuck in an endless loop of polishing pixels that no one actually sees. You promised yourself, a walk, but your phone keeps buzzing and deadlines, client tweaks, micro crises that absolutely feel like meteors are coming down on you. A park ranger truck idles near a rose garden, and behind it, there are pallets of your saplings, tiny oaks, roots wrapped in burlap, and a volunteer waves a clipboard. And they say, "We're planting before the storm hits. We could use some extra hands." And you hesitate for a second. Mud, ruined shoes, 0 billable hours, and then a thought. You watched Ram Dass once, and he said service is a fertilizer for the heart. And you nod and pocket your phone. Right on. Gloves on, shovel in, soil smells like the earth's heartbeat, right? Half an hour, 6 saplings tucked in, and then the clouds thicken, and then ink spills across the sky. An elderly woman named Ines joins you. She has tall rubber boots, a silver braid, and eyes as clear as the winter lake. And she hums while packing soil, and then asks, "Ever plant something right before a storm?" And you shrug, first time. Best way, she smiles. Roots drink deep when the sky cries, she says. Wind rises, leaves whirl like confetti at a funeral. Volunteers retreat, but Inez, she stays. She stays, and she's patting each sapling as if tucking in children into bed. Thunder cracks, and then a downpour starts slamming. Everyone runs for the picnic shelter except Inez. Yeah. She kneels down, and her head is bowed, and rain is just plastering her entire braid. And the instinct kind of yanks you back, and you sprint into the rain. Umbrella is useless. "We should go," you shout. "Let's go." And Ines, she lifts her face, and rain streaks, and her makeup is all over the place. And she says, "Storms only are scary if you think you'll dissolve." And she places a seed in your palm. It's a sunflower, like a stripped shell. And she says, "Carry this home. And when life rips you wide open, just go ahead and plant it. Right? Let the breaking be the blessing." And then the lightning forks, and while fire is stitching heaven to muddy earth, your chest kind of rattles with thunder, and then something even older than that. And finally, both of you jog off to the shelter. You're soaked, and you're laughing, and you're almost feral-like. And volunteers huddle, and they're complaining about their ruined schedules and what a horrible day. And Inez, she just decides to pour a thermos of tea and offers the lid as a cup. And steam kind of curls out of the top, and she says, "Trees can't stretch without wind. And neither can humans." And she gathers up her things, says goodbye, and the ranger truck drives off. The storm eases down to a little bit of a drizzle. The city glistens, and it's washed, and it's all new, right? And you walk home, your shoes squelch, with the symphonies of the rain, and inside, you lay the seed down on your desk. And next to your sticky notes that are screaming urgent this or urgent that, right? So you stare at the tiny husk, and you see kind of like a boardroom of storms. Relationship storms, inner weather that you would label as disaster. And then something shifts, right? Like a vow forms. And it says, "Next time life howls, I'll root deeper instead of retreating." So weeks pass, and clients are still frantic, but each deadline gale meets like a steadier trunk. So on the first day of spring, you dig a pot of fresh soil. You place the seed, and you press it in, and you cover it gently, and then you water it, and you whisper, "Break me open the way the rain breaks the earth." And the sunflower sprout appears, its lime green exclamation mark of becoming. And every morning you check its height, and every night you thank the storm that taught you how to grow it. And that's the story. But if you're going to break it down, I'll break it down like this. Ram Dass had a stroke, and he called it fierce grace. Pain that sand blasts ego. pain that sandblasts ego, or revealing the soul. So the park storm plays that role. It isn't a punishment. It's a pressure that kind of cracks the shell. So for a practice, like the next time life roars, just place a hand on your heart, right? Breathe once for fear, and then once for faith, and then whisper, teach me. And notice how every like bad thing has a texture. It has like an intelligent choreography. So you have to look at the root versus the fruit. So we chase like visible blossoms, right? Career wins, praises, things like that. And trees, they invest first in roots, right? The unseen, at least to us. And then service is like planting saplings, growing like a subterranean strength that later feeds every leafy triumph. So for a practice, schedule 1 root hour weekly, and serve with no audience. Soup kitchen, do a neighbor's lawn, do an anonymous donation, and then feel that quietness inside of you begin to thicken, right? That beautiful compassion. It's like letting the seed split, right? A seed must rupture to sprout. And the ego shell, let's call it identity and control, cracks under life's heat. And obviously it's moisture. And that split isn't failure at all. It's the precise engineering of awakening. So, for a practice, write a list titled My Shells. Include titles, opinions, grudges, and pick one and experiment. Act for a day as it's already been broken open. And document the sunlight that gets in, right? And with those practices, it'll start to open your mind a little bit more into seeing what is actually real. Namaste.